Hi everyone, welcome to another week of Javi Can Draw. I am Javi, I can draw. Now last week, it wasn't last week actually, it was like a few weeks ago, I did a video on how to draw screaming faces. I was trying to learn how to draw screaming faces, so I started doing my own research and found it, and I showed the progress. It's going to be here. Now the thing is that when I started doing those screaming faces, I realized that I found some secrets about how to draw a mouth. Before I started doing this video about screaming faces, I thought that drawing a mouth was like drawing a hole on the volume of the face. Like, it didn't make much sense about how it works. It was like, well, this is a hole that is open on different shapes on my face, and you can see my teeth, and that's pretty much it. And it isn't like that at all. So I started thinking about how I could figure this out based on the screaming faces that I was drawing. And the first thing I thought was doing like a clamshell shaped kind of thing for the mouth. So, well, let's list the things that I assumed before I started practicing. First, the mouth is not a hole in the surface of the face. Second, that the mouth has volume in itself, even if you can't see it. And third, that the overall shape of that volume was some sort of clamshell. So let's see what I did on the first day and see if I actually nailed this. You know how in last video we saw how to draw a screaming face? Well, I was thinking about the mouth, and I was thinking about the importance of this part of the mouth, that is the commissure. I think it's pronounced commissure. The thing is that I said in that video that I thought it was really important because it helped define the shape of the mouth, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. I've been thinking about the mouth all wrong all this time, and I think I finally solved it, and I think I can do it this week, and I think I can show you exactly what I found. See, what I'm trying to do here is figure out what is the best way to draw a mouth using the curvature of the face as a guideline. See, in this one I'm trying to figure out how would the mouth move when the jaw is closed but the mouth is open. I was approaching this smiling face all wrong. See, the upper lip was still going down, and then I had to correct it to make it go up to make it look a little bit more smiley. I don't know if I did it well. See, here I'm trying to start using this clamshell thing I talked about to see if it can help me define the shape of the mouth and the lips. I don't know if it's working that good. See, I'm always drawing the nose first before drawing the lips, and that is because the nose is always on the same place. So once you place the nose, you can pretty much figure out where the upper lip starts, you know, the top part of the lips, the one that is closest to the nose, and you can use that as a starting point to drawing the rest of the mouth. Look at this one, for example. If I didn't do the nose first, and I started trying to by trying to make this upper lip being up and forward, it would have been really complicated for me to get it good. And this one is just awful. Let's move to the fun part. And by fun part, I mean the part where I prove myself wrong. Look at this. I drew these clamshell kind of shapes that I was talking to you before because I thought that this would be a good idea to try to simplify the shape of the mouth. As you will see in just a second, you will see how wrong I was. First, because by not drawing a head first and try to put the mouth in the place where it would be in the shape of a head, I simply tried to draw this mouth like in the middle of nowhere, and that became a problem when I was trying to practice this. Second, because, well, see, lips aren't shaped like clamshells.
Clamshells are, well, rigid, they are hard, and lips are flexible and they move. Now, I thought that I could apply this clamshell theory to the teeth, but it doesn't even apply there, because look at this mouth that I already drew. Look at, it's not the best mouth, the ones that you're looking at, but you can already see, even in those drawings, that I'm separating the teeth from the bottom from the teeth on the top. If I used these clamshells as guidelines, I wouldn't be able to separate the top teeth from the bottom teeth, because they will have to touch at some point, like in a clamshell. So in order to make like a screaming face or an open mouth like the ones I'm drawing, I have to separate the two parts of the clamshell. So it is obvious that I can't solve this on my own, and I'm going to need a little bit of help.
Okay, so I think I may be onto something, but these mouths are not looking good. Like, the clamshell is not enough. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find resources on the web to see what I can find to help me draw a better mouth. Okay, so these are the conclusions that I took from the first day. Well, the first is that it's really hard to draw a mouth without a reference volume. Like, the clamshell thing wasn't enough at all. But I thought that I was onto something. I wasn't exactly doing it right, but I was going to the right place. Okay, so day 2. I've been trying to look for tutorials that explain how to draw the mouth. Now, this is the first thing that I found. Well, most of them talk about not the mouth, but the lips. Like, like a closed mouth. And, well, that is not very useful for what I'm trying to find. But what I still did find is that most of them put a lot of emphasis on the roundness of this part of the face. Like if you were drawing a mouth on a cylinder. What I also noticed while doing with this research and looking at a lot of drawings about mouths is that when the mouth is open, it is the upper lip that is most flexible compared to the lower lip. So that's why this clamshell thing didn't apply, because it's not opened equally, but it's more like, look at this. See, the corner of the mouth, the commissure, goes really low when you open the mouth. And that stretches a lot the upper lip, because this part of the lip is going to stay pretty much where it is, unless you're like doing something like that, really. I am going to put a link on the link below to all the tutorials that I found, so you can take a look at them. One of a few of them are pretty useful videos. The other, well, I found a lot of reference, so I'm putting all the reference there as well, okay? Now that I did some research, I started understanding some other things. Well, the first thing that I understood is that, well, there are a lot of tutorials about lips and the closed mouth, but they all forget to tell you that the lips are actually a volume that is not like on top of the whole of the mouth, so to speak, but it is a volume that wraps it and goes inside the mouth. I mean, look at your lips. Do this. See that they go inside your mouth and they're not just like a volume, like something that you stamp on the mouth. Even though a lot of tutorials make it look like that, it's not like that. You have to start thinking about a curved shape that goes inside the mouth. I also understood that while I was going kind of to the right place with the clamshell approach, I was leaving all the rest of the volume of the jaw and the skull apart, so that's why I was failing at drawing the mouth. I had to start thinking about a clamshell and thinking more like 2 tuna cans, one on top of each other, to represent, all of this part of the face, like all of this. So it's 2 tuna cans, one on top of each other when it's closed, and it's like, and it opens when you open the jaw. Like this, 1 tuna can, 2 tuna cans. So I went back to the drawing board, and by that I mean just my computer, and see if that actually applied and worked.
everybody. This is the third day, and well, if you've seen the tutorials that I just shown you like a few seconds ago or yesterday, those tutorials, instead of trying to do this clamshell thing that I was trying to do, were more about using sort of like two tuna cans instead of using the clamshell. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use that volume to figure out how to just nail the secret of drawing a mouth. I'm going to start with a closed mouth, like with lips, closed lips. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. What I usually do is like I choose a middle point. If this is the point where the mouth is closed, I'm going to go for an angle for the upper lip and an angle for the lower lip. I use that as a base. See, you use that line, the line that would be the teeth inside the closed mouth, as a base for the lips. See, something like this. Now, of course, this gets a bit wider here because of the flexibility that your mouth needs. That's not pretty bad. Let's do this one now. This is useful for learning how to take into account the curvature of the face. This one is at a bit of a weirder angle, but I still kind of do the same. See, if this would continue like this, the nose will start here, right? I'm going a little bit fast, first because I was just 2 minutes ago practicing how to do this, and now I got a little bit bored. This one is smiling just a bit. Remember to check the tutorials on how to draw lips. They are going to be on the links below. And this one here, such a weird angle. That means that the lower lip is going to protrude a lot more than the higher lip. See, something like this. I think I'm liking this tuna cans approach. Looks pretty nice. Okay, now let's try this again, but with the mouth open and the teeth closed, like when you're smiling, like this. So I'm going to start all of this a little bit higher and then go a little bit lower. Now, if these are going to be the teeth, the volumes are going to be something like this. Let me see. I don't think I'm going to get it right. That doesn't look too bad either. It's just having to take the curvature of the teeth and the shape of the face into account. You know, you have to think about a lot of things at the same time while drawing these lips. Let's see, let's draw a smile here. I know I'm being just a little bit too cartoony maybe. You know, in the case of the smile, I think that is the only gesture where the lower lip stretches more than the higher lip? Because in all the others, and I know that I said this before in yesterday's video, I think, in all the others, the higher lip is the one that stretches when the jaw moves, when the mouth is open. Oh, this got a little bit crazy here. Not too bad. I think I'm getting a hang of it. Also, I may speed all of this up because I don't feel like I have a lot to say about this besides, you know, just practicing it. Let's just do one more. Am I making the zombie face while I draw face again? Well, that's not a pretty nose, but the mouth is pretty good. It follows the curvature of the teeth, and it has volume and shape. It looks good. Okay, so now what I'm going to try to do is do the same thing, but with the cans opened, as if it were a pair of teeth. Let's see if I can do that. Where are they? Wait. Okay, here. Okay, this really reminds me of the, you know, those little fake teeth with the feet that walk like, you know, the one that the Joker used it on one of the Batman movies. It reminds me of something like that. Now this is a bit tricky because I have no idea if I placed the tuna cans like an open mouth would open, like a jaw would work. So this mouth may look a bit wrong, but well, let's try. Okay, so his teeth are here. We know that the high part of the lip is closer to the nose, is going to be here. So the teeth are going to be something like this. See, this is getting a lot tricky because since I don't have the rest of the face to make the size of the mouth relative, I don't know if the volumes are where they should be or if I'm doing something else. But I don't dislike how it looks either. You see, now this should be more like here. Let me see. Like maybe the teeth should be something like this. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's go with this one. Maybe just almost profile. Oops, sorry for that. Oh no, I think it... I'm sorry. It has to be a profile look because of how the tuna cans are opened. Like, I can't play at all with this once I open the mouth. So this is going to be a profile look. And see, if you just stretch the higher lip more than the lower lip, it will really nail the gesture of how the mouth is opened. It stretches a little more. Open mouth, and in this one I believe that the angle is a bit wrong. Like, it should be something like this, really. Well, let's give it a try anyway. I know that I'm making these puffy feminine lips. You don't need to do that every time. But it's just to exaggerate a bit the shape of the lips. I feel pretty good about this one too. I feel pretty good about these ones. What do you think? Clearly the tuna can approach is better than the clamshell approach, and I think that we have a pretty good grasp of the fundamentals of a mouth. I don't know if you agree. I'll try to see if I can find anything else, but I think that that's going to be it for today.
So no clamshell but 2 tuna cans, and considering the roundness of the face and the amount of skin that you have to make this stretchy, when the mouth is closed, it's not even like 2 tuna cans but like a cheese mold. There's a Proco video that talks about that. A cheese mold. So when you think about it, you can think about the whole face and the skull and the head as a big ball of sphere and 2 tuna cans. That is like the weirdest way I could ever explain how to draw a head to anyone, but it actually kind of works. Okay, think about the actor Eddie Redmayne. Now look at this picture. He has what I call a modular face. You can grab a pencil and clearly define where his eye starts and ends, where his nose starts and ends, and you can also do that for his mouth, like the overall shape of his mouth. Now stop looking at his dreamy eyes and focus on his mouth. Look at the mouth, you can almost draw around the lips like this shape here and separate it from the rest of his face. Like that is actually the total shape of the mouth. That is all the skin that is moving when you are moving your mouth. So when you are actually drawing a moving mouth, like someone who's talking or screaming or laughing, you have to take into account all of that shape and how the movement of that shape affects the rest of the shapes of the face. Like for example, when you're smiling, all of this goes up. So clearly the tuna can approach is a great approach for learning how to draw the mouth. So at the end of my week, here are the things that I learned. First, that to draw the mouth and the volumes that surround it, you have to think of 2 tuna cans. The second one is that the upper lip stretches a lot more than the lower lip when opening your mouth. Look at this, unless you are smiling. So remember, when the mouth is closed, think of a cheese mold. When the mouth is open, think about 2 tuna cans. And well, that's pretty much it for today. In case you need to know, you can find the link to all the tutorials down here. And that's it for this week. I am Javi, I can draw, I'm sure that you can draw too, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!